Whether you're promoting yourself to an interviewer or negotiator, or you're pitching a product or a service, you have to know one of my favorite tips for persuasion. My name is Vanessa and I'm lead investigator at the Science of People, a human behavior research lab. My goal is to teach you the hidden forces that drive our behavior. And persuasion, whether we like it or not, is constantly driving our decisions. There are two essential things you have to know about persuasion before we get started, and I call them the 2 C's. The first C that you have to be persuasive is clarity. There is the biggest enemy of persuasion, which is confusion. So you have to be super clear with what you're selling, who you are, and why. Before I get into that, we got to talk about the second C. The second C is curiosity. As humans, we love things that pique our curiosity. So the most important aspect of persuasion is making sure that you're hooking someone's attention. Let's go over my steps for persuasion and how to have both clarity and curiosity. Step number 1, create a value proposition. When most people think about pitching, they think of the elevator pitch. I want us to actually stop thinking of elevator pitches, no more of those, and start thinking instead of value propositions. A value proposition are statements that anticipate the tangible, functional questions or reasons any decision makers might have for buying from you, hiring you, or simply considering your proposed solution to a problem. The best value propositions clearly, remember our first C, state what you do and why you're trying to sell. They also create just a little bit of hook of curiosity. I want you to, for a second, brainstorm some questions that will help you get to your value proposition. First, what can your service or product do for me? Why should I buy this product or service or hire you over all the others we're considering? What problem will your product or service solve for me? Step number 2, invite dialogue. The reason I don't like elevator pitches is because they tend to be a pitch that then has no response or no easy question that comes up. A value proposition is supposed to invite questions. So you share what you do and how you do it, and you set someone up to be able to ask a question back to you. In this way, you're having a discussion or a dialogue about who you are and what you're selling. Let me give you an example. Here's an example from Don Levy Jr. His elevator pitch is pretty standard and doesn't invite much dialogue. Quote, I help coordinate corporate events by helping meeting planners and conference organizers. But let's turn his elevator pitch into a value proposition. Here's how that would sound. Meeting planners and association executives hire me to make them look like superstars. Don Levy Jr. says that this value proposition invites his partner to ask, really? How do you do that? And how do you do that is a money question. It invites great conversation, dialogue, and invites someone to ask for your business card. Here's another example. A standard elevator pitch for an engineer could be, quote, I'm an engineer for a software company. We specialize in cybersecurity. But let's turn this elevator pitch into a value proposition. I'm an engineer for a software company. We're trying to solve the 3 biggest challenges in cybersecurity today. This, of course, invites the question, what are the 3 biggest challenges? And then that software engineer can set himself up as an expert. He or she can say, here are the different challenges, here's what's happening in cybersecurity, and hopefully have a much more robust conversation or dialogue. Step number 3, be ready for how and why. The best value propositions invite someone to ask, how do you do that? Or why do you do that? Or why do you do what you do? Those are the best conversations because they produce robust answers. The what questions you can answer with yes or no. So what I want you to think about is how can you write a value proposition that invites someone to ask more about how you do something or why you do it. That's going to help them get buy-in to what you actually do and hopefully ask for your business card or more about how they can work with you. Step number 4, the final C. Okay, there's one more C I want you to think about with value propositions. Not only do I want you to be clear and create curiosity, I also want you to have a little bit of courage. And the reason for that is because value propositions are different than elevator pitches. They take a little bit more gumption, a little bit more attention to detail. So even though it might take a little bit more time to make the perfect value proposition, and you might have to experiment a little bit with what you're saying and who you're telling, I think that courage helps people feel like they want to talk to you. When our elevator pitches are boring, people kind of tune out. They go into autopilot. But our value propositions are a little different. It wakes people up, it makes people excited. So take a little bit of courage and don't be afraid to try something different. Here are a couple of courageous examples. One that I use is, I am a human behavior hacker. Jim McConnell uses, I keep my clients off the front page, keep executives alive and out of jail, and make suppliers accountable. Or one from a wedding planner. Brides hire me to help them sleep better at night and have the perfect wedding without worry. Need some extra help with your value proposition? Don't worry, I got you covered. Try this fill in the blank exercise. First, think about who is your target audience. Who are you looking to help? Next, think about what category is your service. Then think about the benefit that your service or product provides. And lastly, why do you do what you do? Specifically, answer these 4 questions to fill in these blanks. Who's your target audience? What category is your service or product? What's your benefit? Why should people believe you? Here's a quick example. For store owners in the retail industry, our wireless micro camera security system provides fail-safe, worry-free security 24/7, 365. Or, I help startup entrepreneurs in tech find, hire, and recruit the best possible team for their business so they can focus on the bottom line. I'm super curious to see what you come up with for your value proposition. In the comments below, tell me how you fill in this formula so I can see what you do and why. Do you know someone with a boring elevator pitch? Friends don't let friends have boring elevator pitches. Send them this video, help them fill in the blank, and make sure they have a great value proposition for themselves or their business.